Hello everybody and welcome to today's class. We're going to be starting in parallel position with our feet and we're just going to go through one roll down before we get straight into some lovely warming up the leg work. So hands down by your side, just relaxing through the chest, breathing in and on the breath out, bringing the chin to the chest, rolling the shoulders forward, slowly coming all the way down to the floor, one vertebra at a time, just letting everything hang nice and heavy, just becoming more aware with how our body is feeling. It doesn't matter if you can't touch the floor, just breathing in and on the breath out, squeezing the glutes, pressing our feet down into the floor, tucking the tailbone under, restacking, rolling those shoulders back and down, and head comes up last. Now we're in a perfect position to get into our calf warm up. So our feet are going to stay parallel. We've got our nice neutral spine that's just been set for with the roll down. How fantastic. So I'm going to bring my hands just up in front of me, setting the shoulders down, relaxing through the chest, breathing in and on the breath out, up I come, pressing my weight into my big toes and then breathing in as I just lower down. And again, breathing out to come up. Just watch that the shoulders don't rise up as well. And then breathing in as you lower. And again, breathing out, coming up. Now for me, it doesn't take very long for the backs of my legs to start to just feel a little bit warm. So embrace that lovely warmth that you may be feeling. For me, it goes all the way up into my glutes as well. So do give your glutes a little bit of a squeeze. Imagine there's a pencil in between your butt cheeks and you're going to give it a little bit of a pinch. So breathing out to come up, just making sure the pelvis is just staying under control, no sort of pelvic thrusts. Not now anyway. Breathing out, coming up. And breathing into low down. Let's just go for 4 more like so. Pressing into those big toes. Just being really aware that our ankles aren't rolling out to the side. Last 3. Good, good, good. Last 2. How are those shoulders doing? Now last time we're going to come up and we're going to hold up here. So up we come. Now you may find doing this a little bit harder on one side than the other. I'm going to breathe in. On the breath out, I'm stepping out to the side, still on my toes, coming back into parallel. And again, other side, taking it out and coming in. Now this really lights up my calves straight away, but I can feel it in my butt. And that's good. I want to activate my butt here. I want to keep this all nice and relaxed. My chest is relaxed too. Try and stay up on the toes and just be aware whether or not your feet are starting to just rock out to the side. You may need to take a little break in between doing a few of these and then come back to it. That's no problem. So I'm going to go for just another 3 in total, just so it's nice and even for me on each side. Last 2, keeping the breathing going, keeping the shoulders relaxed. Last time, coming back to my start position on my toes, and I'm just going to go just for a few flutters up and down. Woohoo, wowee. Okay, we're going to go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then straight away I'm just going to go into a little bit of walking. I can just feel the whole warmth sort of just flow down my legs and sort of out the bottom, which is nice. So just rolling through the shoulders and breathing. Good, good, good. Excellent. From here, take a nice wide stance, turned out with the legs. And from here, I'm just going to come into a sort of prayer position with my hands. I find that pushing the palms of my hands together really helps me to engage through the core. Also helps to keep this whole area, the arms, just in a nice strong position without letting the shoulders rise up, but still obviously keeping a little bit of awareness around what's happening with the shoulders. But I do like this position for just keeping everything strong. Okay, so enough of me babbling on. Let's come down. So sticking the bum out as if you're sitting down on a chair, or my favorite thing, thinking about sitting down on the toilet, coming down. Now from here, we're going to lift up the right heel. So this is going to help with inner thigh. So you should feel this inner thigh, but over time, we're also going to feel our supporting inner thigh, which is just fantastic. So I'm just going to come up just a little bit, not all the way, and then I'm going to drop all the way down deep into it again. And again, coming up, pushing my hands together and dropping down. Coming up, and I'm imagining there's a little bit of rope which is attached to my tailbone. It's pulling me back on the diagonal, so that's keeping my weight a little bit backwards. But at the same time, there's always so many things to think about, drawing the belly button into the spine, so not just letting the pelvis sort of collapse forward. So even though the butt's stuck out the back, there is still the engagement through the core. Pushing my hands together, Good, coming up and down, excellent. You can go down as deep as you like, as long as you don't lose that lovely sort of engagement through the core here, and we're not collapsing through the shoulders or the upper body. Let's just go for another 3. Excellent, last 2. Hello, inner thighs. Now last time, I'm going to come down, I'm going to hold. Now I'm just going to lower the heel down as I breathe in, breathe out, pushing my hands together, lifting the heel up. And again, breathing into lower, breathing out to left. I'm not sure if my shaky shakes are coming across on the camera, but there are shaky shakes definitely going on. I can definitely feel this guy start to stabilize a little bit more. Let's go for another 4 here. Breathing out to left, breathing into lower. Last 3. How are those shoulders? Last 2. And last one, we're going to hold up here. And from here, I'm just going to do little pulses, twisting towards the heel that's lifted for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then I'm going to stand all the way up. Whew, lowering the heel for a moment, but then straight away getting into the other side, coming down. Butt is out, heel is lifted. And the same thing, coming up a little bit, and then dropping down. And again, coming up a few inches, and then lowering down. Excellent, excellent. Coming up, and coming down. Coming up, and coming down. Good, good, good. And it may feel really different on one side. I mean, this side's already done quite a lot of work, so you may feel that inner thigh still I don't know, burn or light up, or just be present in this moment. Good, good, good. Keep lifting through that heel if you can. We're going to go for another 4, just like so, coming up and then coming down. Another 3, pushing the hands together, belly button to spine. Last 2. Okay, last time, we're going to drop down, holding here. I'm just going to lower the heel as I breathe in, breathe out, lifting up, and again, breathing into lower, and breathing out to lift. Breathing into lower, and breathing out to lift. Fantastic. Trying to keep everything else just nice and still and stable. Nothing else is moving. Maybe unfortunately. Let's go for 3. Breathing out. Last 2. Then last time holding up, and we've got those little twist pulse things. Let's go. 10, 9, 8. Still breathing, however. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lowering the heel and standing all the way up. Woof. Okay, and just shaking those legs out. Just gonna go for a few little hip circles here with the legs, as they were holding quite still there. Okay, let's come just to the back of our mat now, ready to go into a few more roll downs before we get into our lovely plank position. So just relaxing the hands down by our side, recovering from that experience before. Okay, breathing in on the breath out, chin to chest, rolling the shoulders forward. We should definitely feel very connected with the body now. Coming all the way down. My head is nice and heavy. Feeling my lower back just open up and create space here. Now, if you can't touch the floor, it doesn't matter, but if you can, let's put our hands flat on the floor. In fact, if you can't touch the floor with straight legs, just give your knees a little bit of a bend so you can. So you're getting that quite deep stretch into your calves and up to, through your hamstrings as well. Let's just turn the head just side to side. Good, good, good. Okay, breathing in, and on the breath out, let's come all the way up, squeezing the glutes. They should be nicely activated now. Pressing through the heels, feeling the inner thighs, which definitely should be activated now, and rolling the shoulders back and down. Okay, we're going to go out into a lovely plank-based series. Remember the variations. You can always drop down to your forearms or down to your knees, or just do whatever you like, really. There's always a plank variation for everyone. You can even come into 4-point kneeling if you like. So just do what works best for you. But, you know, you can always go for the challenge option as well. Okay, breathing in on the breath out, chin to chest, rolling the shoulders forward. Let's come down. Down, down, down. I'm bending the knees, and I'm just going to walk my hands out. Okay, so from here, I'm going to go into a little bit of a mountain climber. So you can do this down on your forearms, you just don't have quite as much space underneath you. I'm going to breathe in. On the breath out, I'm coming in with the knee and then taking it out. And then the other side, breathing out to bring it in, breathing in to put it back down, breathing out, and breathing in, breathing out, and breathing in. So my spine is staying nice and straight. There's no kind of curving like this as I come in. It's a different exercise. So coming in and coming out. Belly button is coming towards the spine. My shoulder blades are staying nice and engaged. My head is long. I'm not letting the head drop down. Let's go for 6 and 5. Last 4, 3, 2. Now last one from here. See if you can hold here. You can rest if you need to. I'm just going to wiggle my feet together, and I'm just going to do a little bit of a descend on this side. So my hips coming down to the floor, and then I'm going to come back up to center. Then the other side. My hips coming down, and then coming back up. You can do this on your knees as well. You're just going to one side, coming back up, the other side. But as you can see, I'm trying to keep my arms nice and straight the whole time, so I'm not bending through the elbows. Coming down, and then coming up. And I'm pushing in to the same hand as hip that drops down to help me come back up. Engaging also through the backs of my arms, which is fantastic. Hello, obliques. Okay, let's go for 4. So 2 more on each side. Last 3. Nice. Last 2. Last time. And then from here, we're just going to drop the knees and just have a little bit of a shake out through the hands, through the shoulders, through the head, all that sort of stuff. Excellent. Okay, from here, just coming down now onto the forearms. So straight down with the forearms, elbows are now underneath my shoulders, and I'm extending my legs out nice and long. I'm just going to wriggle forward a little bit, so I'm actually on the mat. It's going to be good. Okay, from here, I'm just going to lift up one leg, just like so. I've even pointed my toe, which is nice. And I'm just going to come forward and back. Option, of course, to do this on both feet, no problem. This engages the obliques a little bit more. We're just going to go for 4 on this side. 3, breathing out as you come forward, breathing in as you come back. 2, last time, and then swapping over. Let's do the other side. You can even just hold the plank position either on your knees or up on the toes, no problem. We're going for 4, hopefully the hips are even. Last 3, 2, we're going to go for a final hold, just with both feet down, holding for 8, 7, 6, belly button to spine, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And dropping the knees, let's sink back into a child's pose, and let's breathe. Whew. Nice, just creating space for that lower back there, and just letting the hands just feel really heavy. So relaxing all the way from the shoulders to the fingertips. And then rolling all the way up. Rolling those shoulders, and again, just turning the head. Fantastic. Okay, from here, I'm going to come into a seated position. Coming to the front of my mat now. And I am going to just do a few warm-ups with my half curl down hold position, just to warm up through the spine. So I'm just going to keep my hands here today. Feet are parallel and they're flexed. I'm going to breathe in, on the breath out, just separating the shoulder blades, tucking the tailbone under, and coming down just to that position there. I can feel the abs kick in. And then I'm going to roll all the way back up again. And let's go, tucking under, slowly coming down, nice and steady, breathing in, and on the breath coming back up. This time hands are in front of me, and down I go. And I can feel the abs kick in. Okay, if you're feeling okay here, let's see if we can lengthen the legs out, but remember you always have the option to have your legs bent in, especially if those hip flexors start to bite. So I'm just going to try and keep my hands in this parallel position, and I'm going to twist. So I'm going to breathe in, on the breath out, I'm twisting to one side. Hello obliques. And then I'm going to breathe in, come back to center, other side. Breathing out to twist, and breathing into center. Breathing out to twist. So it's not a crazy amount of range going on here. Breathing out to twist and breathing into center. Option to lift the opposite leg. So lifting up just means the stabilizers have to work a little bit harder. And again, breathing out to twist, breathing into center. Breathing out to twist and breathing into center. Good, good, good. Breathing out to twist, breathing into center. Let's go for another 4, and 3. Good, and 2. Now the last time I'm going to hold, doesn't matter if you've got your foot up or down. And from here, I'm just going to open my arms out to the side, whoop, and come back in. And again, option just to stay there. You don't have to do this lovely opening position, or option just to do little pulses around a little bit more, that's fine. Let's go for another 2 of these. Last time, I'm letting everything come back to center, straight over to the other side. Same deal, opening up and coming in. Hello, abdominal muscles. Oh my goodness, you can feel everything here. Let's go for another 3. Making sure the shoulders haven't risen up too much. 2. Last time, coming back to center, and then I'm going to roll all the way up. I'm just going to open through my legs here and just put a little bit of pressure onto the insides of the legs. Get everything to relax out. Fantastic. Okay, so let's focus on adding in a little bit more lower abdominal work here. So this time I'm going to come down to that C-curve position, and I'm going to try and find a sort of tabletop kind of deal. And from here you've got the option to have your hands, I'd say maybe more out here, trying to stay open through here and relaxing through here, or you have the option to have your palms towards the ceiling. It encourages your shoulders to stay down. And obviously you're just kind of just hanging out. So from here, let's do our cycling. So we're just going to go through the legs, cycling, cycling, breathing in and breathing out. Drawing in here, belly button to spine. Ooh, apparently that makes me fall over. Okay, backwards, of course, because it's Pilates and we do everything in both directions. Okay, another 2. Now last time I'm going to hold here. And from here, I'm going to lift my legs up so I can do this sort of interesting movement. One leg up, one leg down, and changing. One leg up, one leg down. One leg up, one leg down. Breathing out, breathing in. Breathing out, breathing in. Let's go for 4 and 3. Oh, my voice is starting to change too. And last time, and to finish, option again to have the hands down. I'm just going to lengthen my legs a little bit like a teaser. And I'm going to hold here for 8, 7, 6, and breaking all the shakes. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo, and I'm coming up. Okay. Good effort on my part. So anyway, we're going to come all the way down to the floor now, so in our Pilates manner. So legs are out in front of us, hands are out as well. Remember, you can always use a band if you want, or a cushion in between the feet, or a ball or something if you are trying to work on keeping the heels down. We're not going to come back up again, but I know that as you go through your full curl down or your roll up, even though we're doing the down part to the floor, you still can get your legs lifting up. So if you're really working on not engaging through the quads, please feel free to use a little bit of support. In future videos, I will definitely be showing you how to do it with the band and a few fun band things to do as well, but that's to come another time. Whew, how exciting. Okay, so enough of that. Let's tuck under, slowly coming all the way down, 1 vertebra at a time, feeling heavy through the heels, but trying not to use the legs too much. Down, 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 down. Bring my arms up and over. Feeling just nice and open, but I'm trying to stay relaxed through my chest, so I'm not puffing out through the ribs, and bringing my hands just down by my side. We are going to go into a side lying glute. So I'm just going to very elegantly roll over to the side, and I'm going to extend my bottom arm like so. My ear is attached to my shoulder. And I'm just going to bend my legs in like so. You want your heels together and in line with your butt. And what's really key for the setup is to make sure you've got a little bit of a lift here. I don't mean like a huge arch, but you've got enough of a lift here that you could fit like a little blueberry or a bead or something underneath and it wouldn't get squashed. A way to sort of discover this lift is to imagine someone's almost pushing your hip, sliding your hip down that way. So I don't know if you can see this, but my hip here is coming up towards my ribs and my bottom waist is squashed. For a second, I sort of push it down that way. My hips are better aligned and I've got this lift here, which is fantastic. I'm going to put my hand here just so I'm aware of what's going on with my hips. They're not moving around too much. I'm going to breathe in on the breath out, squeezing the heels together, lifting out through that top leg, really using this top glute. and breathing into lower. So it's all coming from that top glute. Breathe out to lift, press the heels together if you're finding it hard to activate. Breathing in to lower down, but nothing else is happening. So breathing out to lift and breathing into lower. And everything else is just staying relaxed. Still aware of my little gap underneath here, which is good. Let's go for 4. Nice. And 3. Good. Last 2. Now last one, I want you just to hold up here, holding up, and we're just going to do a few little pulses just for 8, 7, very small movement, 5, the hips are still staying aligned, 3, 2, and 1. Now from here, I've still got this nice turned out position with my legs. I'm going to breathe out as I just press my leg out on an angle about 45 degrees, the magic 45 side lying degree angle, and breathing in as I come in. And again, breathing out, extending away. So even though the movement you'll be able to see is mainly coming from my knee, that extension, the whole leg is involved. So I'm squeezing the glute and I'm feeling the energy go all the way down. And as you can see, my foot is flexed here. Breathing out, pressing away. Imagine you're pushing something away with that foot so you can feel the energy that's required to move whatever object it is. Good, let's go for another 4 like so. Press, press, press. We've got another 3. Breathing out to press. Last 2. Okay, last one, we're going to hold it all the way out. Holding here, I'm going to turn my toes down, breathing in as I lower, breathing out, toes up, and lifting. Breathing into lower, and breathing out to lift. Breathing into lower, and we're just very aware that this very subtle change in position with the foot really changes the game overall. So your movement is initiating up here, but there's no like a major movement going from your hips. So everything's just very calm and under control, even though you may not be feeling calm and under control in your mind. Let's go for another 3. You can feel how that glute has to work against that gravity to come back up. Okay, last time we're going to come up, we're going to hold here. I'm going to point the toe and I'm just going to draw some little circles. If you want to work a little bit harder or you feel like it's not enough, come forward a little bit on the angle, but don't collapse through here. No one's leaning forward. No one. And the other direction, little circles. Sometimes people put their hand here, you can, but I just don't want anyone's weight, like body weight, to be pressed in here. Otherwise it's not as effective for the glute. Let's go for another 3, 2, and 1. Now, straight away, I'm going to roll onto my back. The leg I was just working, so for me it was my left leg that was in the air. That is now going to be the leg on the floor for me. And I'm going to, what am I doing? Okay, this other leg is in a tabletop position. Hands are relaxed, legs are parallel. I'm going to go into a one-legged bridge. So I'm going to breathe in, on the breath out. I'm going to send my hips up to the ceiling like so. And then I'm carefully going to lower down. And again, breathing out to push. So that glute is activated, so it should be working straight away, and I'm coming down. This is just the warm-up. You'd think that the exercise we did before was the warm-up, but no, the warm-up continues. So let's go for another 3 like so. Breathing out, last 2. Last time, coming all the way up, I'm holding here. Now this knee is just going to come into my chest. Breathe out, push it all the way out. Boots are both on, but obviously the left side. Leg on the ground is going to be working a lot harder for that stabilisation. Good. In and out. Let's go for 4. Everything else is still. Last 3. This is good. Last 2. The last one, I'm going to extend it out. I'm going to bring the leg straight up. I'm pointing the toe from here. This is going to engage a little bit more to your obliques. I'm going to take the leg out to the side just a little bit and then bring it back to center. Out to the side and then bring it back in. Out to the side and bring it back in. Let's go for 4. Nice. Last 3. Still breathing. Last 2. Last time, I'm going to press the heel up towards the ceiling, push up, and I'm going to hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming all the way down straight away, let's go into a stretch. So I'm just going to cross that affected leg over the other one, pulling the legs in towards me. Still keep your head on the ground, still relax through there. I'm going to push out on the knee. It's going to open up through the hip a little bit more. And I'm just going to breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And then from here, I'm going to cross my legs over and just pull my legs in towards me. Nice. Okay, and you know what's happening now? It's time for the other side. So just gracefully, just changing sides. Coming down to the floor. Let me see if I can do this without squashing my microphone. It's just an added challenge. Nothing like having a little bit of a mic up your bum. Okay, so just lifting through that bottom waist. Remember there's the little blueberry or little bead there. Hips are aligned, heels are together, and they're in line with my butt. Okay, squeezing the heels, let's go. Breathing out to lift up, and then breathing into lower. And again, breathing out to lift, and breathing into lower. So your bottom leg is obviously very, very activated. So it's very normal for the beginning of the set on the second side for you to feel it more in the bottom leg, but we're really going to try and relax it as possible. So make sure your toes are nice and relaxed. You can wiggle your bottom toes. There's not too much tension there, and really work on squeezing through this top glute if you can. Breathing out to lift and breathing into lower. Let's go for another 4. Nice and slow. Last 3, your leg is going through something dense in the air, like your melted 90% lit chocolate. 2. Last time we're going to hold all the way up, and we've got our little pulses just up and down for 8, 7, 6, 5. Still breathing. 4, 3, 2. Last time holding here, I'm going to breathe in. On the breath out, I'm going to extend my leg out on the angle, and then I'm coming back in. And again, breathing out to extend. Push, push, push. Pushing your big box or whatever your imaginary object is away. Flexing the foot. And then coming in. Still keeping the leg nicely turned out. So we've got this glute exposed. And on and activated. Good, good, good. Last 3. Breathing out. Interesting, I mentioned Lindt chocolate before, and now my stomach's making all these funny noises. Last 2. Okay, last time we're going to extend all the way out, and we're going to hold here. Turning the toes down, the leg is coming down to the floor, and then turning the toes up, we're lifting the leg. Whee! Breathing into lower, I can feel it already. And breathing out to lift. Do not worry about range of motion. You do not have to go all the way down to the floor. You don't have to lift your leg too high either. The main focus here is getting that turn of the foot, so turning in, and then turning back out without losing any of this nice position here. And lifting. Let's go for 3. Lowering down and lifting up. Last 2. Down and up. And then last time coming down. Holding up here, pointing the toe, just little tiny circles round and round. Remember, you can bring the leg forward a little bit more on the angle if you want to, further forward for another 4, 3, 2, and 1, and the other way around and round. Whee! Breathing for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, straight away, rolling, very graceful, onto the back. And I've got so that was my right leg that was being used. Now my right leg is the leg on the ground. Other leg is coming up into tabletop position. Everything here is relaxed. Breathing in, on the breath out, squeezing the glutes and lifting. And then breathing in as you lower down. And again, breathing out to lift, pushing both hips nice and even up towards the ceiling. And breathing into lower. Breathing out to lift. And breathing into lower. Okay, so this is the warm-up, so I'm not going to do too many. Let's go for another 3 like so. Squeezing, squeezing, other side. Last 2. Okay, last time coming up. Holding here, the knees coming into the chest. Breathing in and breathing out as you push away.
breathing into bend, and breathing out to push. Breathing into bend, and breathing out to push. Breathing into bend, and breathing out to push. Okay, this is great. Make sure this hip isn't dipping down too much. Let's go for 3. Keep it active with those glutes. Last 2. Last time. Okay, taking the leg up. Taking the toe of the knees going out to the side a little bit. And coming back in. Now find we're not putting the weight through this arm. That's okay, but just be aware that you don't have to go out quite so far. Really stabilize through the glutes. Little movement out to the side and then coming back in. Let's go for 3. Last 2. Okay, last time.
Grand finale. Flexing the foot.
Pushing the hips up. There's always room to push up a little bit more. 8, 7, 6. Breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2,
and 1. Melting all the way down. And just crossing that leg over. Bringing it in. And just breathing and relaxing as much as you can here. Good, good, good. And then from here, we're just going to go into that cross of the knees, pulling the legs in, keeping the head just relaxed as well. Breathing. And now I'm just going to do a little bit of a happy baby stretch. So I'm just going to find my feet, my what are these, elbows on the inside of my knees, and I'm just pushing my lower back down into the floor a bit more. Just trying to open up through there. This is such a good stretch. I love doing this stretch. I recommend trying to do this stretch every day if you can, especially at the end of the day, to open up through that back. If you spend a lot of time in forward flexion, this is so good just to sort of push everything back and open everything up. The body loves being opened up. Chest, hips, back, all that stuff. It loves it. Okay, so while we're here in this position, let's do a little bit of lower abdominal work. So I'm just going to find my neutral spine. Neutral spine, we know, is where we've got a small pocket of air underneath the small of our back. We don't feel like we're really pressed in, but we definitely don't have this big arc going on here either. I'm going to lift my legs into tabletop, and you may find there's been a little bit of movement through the spine here. So if anything, I recommend trying to go for a little bit of a push down to the floor, just to imprint the spine a little bit if you're finding it hard to not go like this. So I don't want to see, not that I can see, but if I could, I don't want to know about any backs arcing underneath here. If that is the case and you're finding it really hard to stabilize, I do recommend just starting with maybe one leg coming up to tabletop and coming down, or even just keeping your feet on the ground. Okay, so I'm bringing my legs up, and I'm just going for a little bit of tilt of the pelvis to keep my lower back down on the floor. And then from here, I'm just going to slide one leg away and then bring it in. Then the other side, breathing out and breathing in. So just carry on doing this motion. Options, if this is a little bit too much, is we're just bringing one leg up and down, other leg up and down. The other option is to slide the leg on the floor. So flexing the feet, one leg goes out, draw the belly button in, breathe in to bring it in. So whenever we do lower ab stuff, if you're finding the tabletop stuff difficult, these are some great options to go through. Trying to keep this as still as possible, just engaging through the core. Okay, so everyone else who is back up here, let's just do one more. Then from here, zipping knees and feet together. You can keep doing singles, otherwise doubles, sending it away, belly button to spine, breathing into lower, breathing into lower, breathing into bend, breathing out to send the legs out. Now with the legs, the lower the legs are to the floor, like so, a little bit more work for the core, so just bear that in mind. The higher the legs are up to the ceiling, a little bit less. So take your pick of angle, but just make sure you're looking after your lower back. Breathing out to extend, breathing into bend. Let's go for 4 and 3 and last 2. Now last time, I'm going to turn this into more of a double leg stretch. So I'm going to lift my head and shoulders up, grabbing hold of my knees like so, Breathing in and breathing out, everything extends out like so, hello, and then coming in. Options, of course, include not doing the upper body thing, just doing what we were doing before with the legs, or you can do the arms, but just keep the head down on the floor, that's no problem. Remembering to stay nice and still through the pelvis. You can also stay up and just have your hands behind your head if you're finding there's a bit of too much strain going on through the neck. So there's lots of options there. Do remember you can always message me if you need a variation for a particular exercise. No problem giving you those. Okay, let's go for 4 of these. Belly button to spine. Last 3. Last 2. Last one, we are going to do a little bit of a hold. It doesn't matter what you're doing with your hands or your head, but legs are definitely out. And a little bit of a kick for 8, 7, 6, 5, and get that lower back down. 3, 2, 1, and bringing everything in. And just going through some leg circles there. Okay, straight away I'm going to turn onto my front. Actually, I'm going to go this way. I'm going to go this way. And I'm just going to counteract that flexion and even the flexion of doing the half curl down position with some extension, because the spine needs a little bit of extension. So bringing the forehead down to the hands, I'm going to zip my knees and feet together. I'm going to breathe in as I just lift up, and then I'm going to breathe out as I lower down. And again, breathing in to lift up and breathing out to lower down. This time I'm going to add in the feet as well. So remember to squeeze the glutes and use the inner thighs. Lifting up and coming down. Now, the trick to extension is to not feel it in your lower back. I want it all to come in between the shoulder blades. So the pencil that you had between the butt cheeks at the beginning of the session, I want that pencil now to be in between the shoulder blades. Squeeze that pencil. Feel that upper back actually do something. There should be a contraction going on there into your middle trapezius muscles. Let's go for another 2. Breathing out as you relax down. Last time we're coming up. And from here, I'm just going to go through a little bit of kicking with the legs, holding everything else still keeping that engagement with my upper body. I'm going for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, I'm going to lengthen my arms out as well, and they're going to go too. Everything's just nice and lengthened. Head is long. Going for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last set. Palms are coming to the ceiling, like so. My arms are out on about a 45-degree angle, and I'm going to just zip my feet together, and I'm going to pulse up with my arms here, really squeezing the shoulder blades. We're going to go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to lower down. I'm going to push my hands just sort of in line with my shoulders. And very carefully, I'm going to come up, squeezing the shoulder blades the whole time, only coming up as far as I can without my lower back kicking in. So if that's here, that's great. If it's lower down, that's fine. You do not have to come all the way up. Everyone is different, and we don't hang out too much in extension throughout our day. So it's very normal to feel quite stiff through here. So please look after yourself. Okay, and then very carefully, we're going to lower all the way back down, and I'm just going to push myself back into a child's pose. Knees are wide, hands are long, and that flexion should feel really good on the spine after what we just did. Taking some nice deep breaths here. In and out. And then just to finish the hard work part, I'm just going to go for a few push-ups. So just coming forward from here. I'm going to do my push-up set with my hands quite wide, so a nice wide base. So that's actually kind of like in line with the edge of my mat, but you can take your hands wide if you like. And I'm going to have my fingers turned in like this. Now, if you do want to make this more challenging, you're welcome to bring your hands into this position. So you've got a narrower base, so it does make it a little bit more challenging. I'm going to kind of go medium level for myself today. So to get into the right position, you can extend your legs out long. You're welcome to do your push-ups here. I'm going to personally today come down to my knees and I'm going to cross my feet, mainly because I have to also teach 3 classes in real life as well, so I need to preserve some energy. So I'm keeping my hips quite low, but not too low, and I'm going to breathe in as I lower and then breathe out as I push up. Really go as slow as you like here. In fact, the slower the better. Remember, the breath out is coming as you push up. It's the hardest part. You're working against gravity. You need to send that belly button to your spine. Breathing in to lower and breathing out to push up. Let's just go for another 4. We're not going to do too many. Head is long. Last 3. Last 2. Last time, I want you to only push up to wherever your halfway is. So for me, it's about here, and I'm just going to pulse for 8, 7, 6. Option to hold as well. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then again, coming to a final child's pose here. Lengthening out. You can also just circle through the wrists if you need to. Cool, cool, cool. And then coming up and just rolling through those shoulders. We're just going to finish with a little bit of a stretching sequence. So just taking 1 foot forward into my favorite proposal position, or kind of Romeo position. And from here, I'm just going to come forward. I'm just going to stick the same elbow into, can I talk properly? Same elbow as leg. So the same elbow is going into the inside of the knee. And I'm just going to push forward my hip here, and this should intensify the stretch into the hip as well as get some inner thigh going on here. Then from here, I'm just going to ease off that a little bit, but just reach that same arm up to the ceiling so I get that big twist and opening through the front of the chest. I'm even going to drop that hand down behind me, following that hand with my eyes. Does not matter if you don't have huge range here. It's just good to remind the body what it's capable of, or where it needs to work a little bit more. And then coming back to center, and let's just do that on the other side. Same thing. Leg is forward, tucking under. So we've got a bit of a hip flexor stretch going on. And then we add in the inner thigh by coming down and pushing in with the elbow. Pressing forward. Feels good. I can still feel those inner thighs from the squats at the beginning. And then going for our twist, opening up, breathing, breathing, breathing. And then just dropping the hand down a little bit more. Reaching back, energy through those fingertips. And then coming back to a 4-point position. I'm going to tuck my toes. I'm going to first off just let my head drop down, creating space between the shoulder blades. Then I'm going to lift my pelvis, and I'm going to find that nice straight back position, really pushing through the heels and just having a little bit of a walk and find a little stretch out through those calves, pushing evenly through my hands as well. I'm just going to walk my feet and my hands together. Now, it doesn't matter if you're here, but keep your hands just on the floor for me if you can, and just let that nose just drop towards the knees a little bit more and just turn the head. Okay, I'm going to bend my elbows a little bit more, and in doing so, I feel more space being created here in my lower back. Breathing in, and then on the breath out, let's go. We're coming up. Nice and slow and steady. And just going through some shoulder rolls at the top in each direction. And that is us. Another session all done. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to having you in my class again very soon.